Started using drugs and alcohol when I was about 14 years old. I was arrested twice for driving under the influence before I ever even graduated from high school. I went to college for 2 semesters at Oklahoma State. Got a letter, was kindly asked to leave because of my grades, so I moved to Southern California to live with my dad. He wasn't around much growing up. My parents divorced at a very young age, so I wanted to go out there to have a relationship with him. Lived out there for about 4 years, and that's really when I kind of got introduced to some of the drugs I was abusing, cocaine for instance. I moved home in 2001, December of 2001. I just couldn't get along with my dad anymore, and moved back home, moved to Oklahoma City, where I met my wife, who I've been married to for 13 years. She got pregnant, and so we got married. We weren't in love at the time. We got married because of the pregnancy, and I spent basically the next 10 years of my life pretty much drinking till I passed out every night. I would basically drink a 12 to 18 pack every single night. I can recall an instance when I was grocery shopping with my daughter. She was about 2 years old at the time, and we were standing in line getting ready to check out, and she said, "Dad, you forgot to buy a box of beer." And that sunk in. It hit home pretty hard, and it didn't stop me. I just drank at night after she went to bed instead of drinking around her. And it wasn't until 2008 that my job told me I was going to have to move to Fairview if I wanted to stay working there. And my thought was, well, I can't be an alcoholic in Fairview. It's a small town, and everybody will know I'm an alcoholic if I'm buying a 12 to 18 pack every night. So me and my wife were basically going to get a divorce at that point, as our marriage was it was a wreck. My life was a mess. Obviously, I was abusing alcohol the way I was. So I moved to Fairview. My wife said, "I'm not moving to Fairview," and so I moved to Fairview because I knew I had to change, and started going to church. First started fellowship in Fairview, and I was introduced to Jesus and got baptized and was saved. And I can remember the night I was laying in bed, and I was praying to God because my life was such a mess. I knew I needed to change, and I can remember being filled with the Holy Spirit. And I remember waking up and just deciding at that point that it was time to start living my life a lot differently, and serving God and helping other people that were struggling with addictions. And a friend of mine came to me in 2010 and said he wanted to start this ministry called Breaking4Jesus, where we were going to go around and break boards and bricks and share the gospel and share our stories. And we've done so much more than that, and it's been awesome to get to be a part of it and get to experience God and get to see people's lives change. The book of Acts tells us that we share our stories and people are saved, and so that's what we do. We share our stories in hopes that somebody out there is experiencing the same things that we've already gone through and been through, and that they know that there's hope and the power of Christ. So my name is Brock Bishop, and that's why I break.